If you've ever watched someone else start seeds and thought, I'm doing basically the same thing, why do their plants look better than mine? This video is for you because here's the truth. A seed starting pro and a rookie can use the same seeds, the same soil, the same lights, even the same room, and still end up with completely different results. And it's not because the pro has secret knowledge, it's not because they bought better gear, and it's definitely not because they were born with a green thumb. The difference is how they react when something doesn't look quite right. Most seed starting seasons don't fall apart because someone didn't know what to do. They fall apart because of what someone did next. So in this video, I want to walk you through the exact moments where pros and rookies split. And more importantly, what the pro actually does differently in each situation so you can fix it in real time. This is not a beginner how-to. I'm assuming you already know a little bit about how to plant seeds, water them in, and get them started. This is about decision points, the moments where you're standing over a tray thinking, should I change something or should I leave this alone? Let's start at the very beginning and one of the earliest places that people get into trouble. You sow the seeds, you water them in, the soil looks moist, the tray feels warm, everything looks right. And then a few days go by, and day 3, nothing. Day 4, still nothing. Day 5, now you start to get a little uncomfortable. Does this sound familiar? This is where rookies and pros immediately part ways. A rookie starts reacting to the calendar. They're not seeing growth, so they assume something is wrong. Not because there's evidence of that, but because time has passed. So they start doing small things that feel harmless. They add a little more water, even though the soil isn't dry. They turn up the heat slightly. They move the tray closer to the warmth or the light. Sometimes they poke around in the soil just to check. None of these actions feel, horrible, but together they can cause problems. What's really happening here isn't a plant issue, it's a human one. Waiting without feedback, it feels uncomfortable, and the rookie is trying to relieve that discomfort by intervening. Now, a pro handles this moment very differently. When nothing has popped up yet, the pro isn't asking, why hasn't this worked? They're asking, do I have evidence that conditions are wrong? And so they check a very few, maybe boring things. They pick up the tray and feel the weight. Is it still evenly moist? Is it soggy? They touch the soil surface. Is it cold or just a little cool? They even smell it. Does it smell clean or is there any hint of rot? If the soil is moist, the tray is warm, and it smells normal, the pro reaches a conclusion that rookies struggle with. The pro stops touching the tray. They don't check it in the morning. They don't check it at night. They don't add water just in case. They don't move it around. They give it another 48 hours. And this is important to understand. A huge number of germination problems are created by interruption, not neglect. Every time moisture levels change or the temperature swings, that seed has to reset a little bit. Seeds that were already preparing to sprout can get slowed down by well-meaning interference. And so the fix here isn't adding something. The fix is knowing when doing nothing is the correct move, even though it might feel horribly wrong. Eventually, you see green break the surface. It's an exciting day. It feels like success, and for a lot of people, this is where they mentally relax. A rookie sees the sprouts and thinks, okay, it worked. I didn't mess this up. So they keep everything exactly the same. The humidity dome stays on because it helped the germination. The heat mat stays on because it helped the germination. The setup stays nice and cozy. What they don't realize is that the job just changed. A pro sees sprouts and immediately thinks, stage transition. Germination conditions help seeds crack open. Those same exact conditions weaken seedlings if they stick around too long. So within the first day of emergence, a pro starts pulling support away. The dome comes off, even if the air feels dry. The heat mat gets turned off or down, even if the room is feeling cool. This always makes rookies nervous because it feels like you're making things harder for the plant. But that's exactly the point. Seedlings don't get strong because conditions are perfect. They get strong because conditions are appropriate for the time frame. When people say they sprouted great and then everything went downhill, what usually happens is the environment didn't change when the plant did. The fix here is timing. As soon as leaves are exposed, you stop helping the seed and you start training the plant. And that one transition done on time prevents a lot of downstream problems. This next phase is where most seed starting seasons go a little sideways. The seedlings are alive, but they don't look how you expected. Growth slows, color might look a little off, they just feel like they're stalled. This is the most dangerous moment emotionally because nothing is obviously broken. It's just not going well. Now, a rookie reacts to the feeling. They water more because dry plants look stressed. Then they water less because wet plants look stressed. They add fertilizer because growth is slow. They move the light because maybe that's the issue. And none of those actions are automatically wrong, but stacking them on top of each other is. When you change multiple variables at once, two things happen. First, the plant never stabilizes. And second, you lose the ability to tell what actually helped or hurt, which could affect your judgment in the long run. Now, a pro expects this phase. They know seedlings don't grow in a linear fashion. They grow in bits of adjustments. So instead of reacting to discomfort, the pro just kind of takes a step back. Then they ask one grounded question. What is most likely the limiting factor right now? Not everything, not every possibility, the most likely one. Most of the time, it's simple. The light's not quite strong enough, roots are starting to run out of room, soil is staying wet too long between waterings, and so the pro picks one of those things and adjusts only that. They might move the light closer and do nothing else. They might let the tray dry out a little bit longer before watering again. They might pot up earlier than feels necessary. Then they wait, not hours, but days. And that waiting period is where learning happens. This is one of the biggest differences between pros and rookies. Pros are willing to feel uncomfortable while waiting for feedback, and rookies try to eliminate any discomfort immediately. Another major difference shows up in how people define success. Rookies usually measure progress by speed. How tall are my seedlings? How fast are they growing? Are they ahead of schedule? Pros measure stability. They look at the thickness of the stem, the spacing of the leaves, the color, the posture. They care more about how the plant is built over how fast it's actually moving. This difference drives a lot of decisions going forward. Rookies push growth because fast feels productive. They add heat, they feed early, they try to accelerate everything. Pros, on the other hand, slow things down when structure isn't there yet. Now here's the rule most pros follow, even if it's somewhat subconscious. If a plant can grow healthy, slowly, it can usually grow fast later. If it can't grow healthy slowly, speed just makes failure show up sooner. So the fix here is a bit counterintuitive. If seedlings look weak or stretched, you don't push harder. You back off and let the structure of the plant catch up. This is why pros often end up with smaller seedlings early on that outperform later once they're out in the garden. They're not racing the calendar, they're building a structurally sound plant. Another little difference between pros and rookies is where they look. Rookies most often watch what's happening above the soil. They wait until a plant looks big enough to move or to go on to the next step. And pros think about what's happening below the soil surface. They know that root restriction often shows up before visual top growth problems. So when growth slows, a rookie reaches for fertilizer and a pro checks the root space. If roots are starting to fill up that container and especially starting to swirl around in circles at the bottom, the fix isn't more food. That's only going to compound the issue. It's more room. Pros pot up sometimes earlier than feels necessary, not because they're being aggressive, but because they're watching different signals. That one habit prevents a lot of mid-season stalls. Eventually, something doesn't work. A tray struggles, a variety flops, conditions just don't line up. Here's the final difference. Rookies internalize failure. They think, I'm bad at this. I don't have a green thumb. I always mess this up. Pros externalize it. They think, that plant didn't like something. What did it teach me? What do I change the next round? That mindset difference matters more than most people realize, because pros don't stop planting when something fails. They adjust and they keep going forward. That's how consistency, that's how knowledge, that's how experience gets built over time. If you want the simplest possible takeaway from this video, it's this. Rookies react quickly. Pros react deliberately. Rookies can stack fixes on top of each other. Pros change one thing at a time. Rookies chase speed. Pros chase stability. Once you start reacting more like a pro, your results improve even if nothing else changes. And if you haven't watched this video right here on the biggest seed starting mistake made, that is still step one. Fix that foundation first, and everything in this video becomes much easier to apply. I'll see you guys next time.